So I know it sounds so counterintuitive, but going viral is actually not the goal. I know it sounds like it should be and everyone's so obsessed with going viral, but I promise you it's not the goal. I'm gonna share what is the goal. Video, we're gonna go over what I believe you actually want. And in order to do so, we have to back this up. We have to talk about how the internet can be both a beautiful and a brutal place. I mean, especially YouTube, right? Because I'm obsessed with YouTube. YouTube is my absolute favorite platform. Why? Because I'm a millennial. We like long form storytelling. We like learning things. We don't like just scrolling, right? And the beautiful part about YouTube is that you can learn so much. Like anything you want to learn, you can learn on YouTube. You can connect with people in a really deep and more emotionally connected way. It almost becomes like a parasocial relationship. But people say that like it's a bad thing, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. You literally can make friends on YouTube because you feel so connected to them. And it can just be an entertaining place, like where you can see your favorite celebrities being interviewed or watch a funny video or whatever it is. It is, for the most part, I think, the most beautiful place. But it can be also very brutal. And there's been so many incredible documentaries on online bullying and the dangers of online bullying, especially with children. But when we talk about online bullying, sometimes we only talk about, oh, this kid had other kids at school who are making fun of him for making a YouTube channel or whatever it is. We don't talk about almost the microaggressions that can also have a really hard impact on you. I'm about to share my story of just some recent really hard impacts, and I do want to put out a trigger warning because we are going to be talking about trauma and grief and some really dark thoughts. I promise you there is a rainbow at the end, but this is a very serious topic I'm about to talk about, so just want to put out a trigger warning that if this is not for you, please click away. I recently shared our story on the internet of us tragically losing our dog. He was being watched by a rover sitter. I'm not going to go into that full story. If you want to watch that, you can watch it below. But I purposely put on makeup today because I promised myself I wouldn't cry. So I'm doing the opposite where I'm wearing makeup so I don't cry. There are literally thousands of people. I had no idea if anyone watched that video, and there are thousands of people who have watched the video, who are following up with us, who are checking in because we're continuing to fight for justice in this case. Thousands of people have left us comments saying like how, incredibly sorry they are. A lot of them are actual rover sitters sharing their experiences, dealing with trauma on their end and how they haven't had support. A lot of people are just really being so thorough, like really long messages, and it's amazing. I'm like, wow, it's the power of your impact is massive. And that's what I absolutely love about YouTube. It's building a genuine community. So when tragedy does strike, you can share it with them and you can actually make an impact. Beautiful part, right? We're gonna talk more about that in a bit. But I would be lying if I said I also did not receive some incredibly cruel comments. And I have tried to delete some of those comments. I might have accidentally left some up, but some of those comments included people saying that it was my fault that our dog died. I should have never taken him to a place like this. Essentially saying like I murdered my dog. And also I was explaining how my dog is like my child. And I literally told everyone I birthed him, like that's how obsessed I am and I was with my dog, and I still am. There was one comment in particular, and now there's been a few of them that are along the same lines of, if this was really your child, you would have never put your child in that situation. And, oh, really, your fur baby, and you didn't bring it on vacation? And I kid you not, those comments took me out. I already was coming on camera. You're already putting yourself in a very vulnerable state, and you have to be ready for every type of comment in the books. And you know that in the back of your head. At least people like me who've been on camera and who have been doing television, everything for years and years and years. I'm used to being criticized. It's not that serious. But I don't think you're prepared for some really deep cutting things that people can say. And something like accusing me of like murdering my dog when I'm already feeling so much self-blame, like the most I could ever imagine, is truly devastating. And I don't think a lot of people understand the weight of their comments. And one person in particular said something like, you are the exact people who this happens to because you have created a dog that has anxiety because you're obsessed with it so much like a child. I commented back and I said, genuinely asking, they said they were a dog trainer, what would you have done instead? Besides like loving it, right? And that person wrote to me and said, oh, I didn't think that you would actually see this comment. And then they kind of like backpedaled and they were very nice explaining, oh, when you protect your dog too much. And again, I'm not gonna like rehash. My dog was very socialized. Like we were not overly protective. We were protective because we're loving parents. Anyway, why I bring that story up is because them saying, oh, I didn't think you were gonna read this comment. I think a lot of people are not understanding the weight of their comments and what they're doing on the internet, that the creators who are being brave and vulnerable and putting themselves out there, they're real people. And especially ones that do have more micro audiences, even the ones that have a few 100,000 followers. Those are real people on the internet that are probably reading your comments and are excited to respond back to your comments. I'm not saying that you can't ever be critical, like you can give critiques and stuff, whatever you want, but I think it's very, very important to understand the impact of your words because your words could literally kill someone. And I just really want you to take that in. If you are ever about to write a cruel comment on the internet, you need to pause. You need to say, wait, why am I doing this? Like, what is the point of this? And what is the potential that this could have on this person? And someone like me, I'm just gonna use me as an example, in a very vulnerable state, sharing our story, because I truly believe that our story, it already is making an impact. I'm seeing hundreds of people tell me they wanna be more careful when using dog sitting apps. They don't wanna use them anymore. They didn't realize certain policies that are in place that I am truly working to change. But people don't realize that being cruel on the internet can truly have a spiral effect on someone. And I really want you to pause next time and say, what is the purpose of this? What is the purpose of this comment? Is this comment gonna do more harm than good? Because it truly can. I am very thankful that I somehow have become, I don't know why, maybe a lot of trauma in my life, have become a very resilient person. And I am truly trying to take on God's like coat of armor that he has to protect us. Say, okay, like let's take on the cruelty, the dangers of the world. This is why I worked in news. I felt such a calling to help tell people's stories. Most of the part of that was because I really craved like justice, helping families find answers. I had to report on a lot of mothers losing their children, like so many stories like that. And I'm so thankful that I have built up like a shield of protection from God, because a lot of people are not going to be as strong as I am to receive comments like that. I'm so proud of myself for not crying, by the way. I think it's because those comments really made me freaking spiral. I already had a lot of self-blame. I already was having panic attacks. And I literally, and Alan wasn't home, and I literally was like, should I go to a hospital? Because, and again, trigger warning, I genuinely was like, why am I on this earth? And I wasn't gonna do anything harmful, but I was like, I think I need to go to a hospital. And I could recognize that in myself. And again, a lot of people can't. Accusing someone and telling them you're the reason that a life is gone, whether that's a dog, whether that's a person, whatever, and that person is already going through so much trauma. If you feel like you did something to take a life, it's like really hard for you to justify your existence. I am so thankful. I went on a walk. I talked to my dad. I went to a coffee shop. I dove deep into scripture because I like could see that this was darkness. It was really hard. It was very, very hard to take myself out of my body and to see that this was darkness kind of like attacking me, but I did. And there were a few verses that I pulled up and I want to share them with you. Here are the verses that I went to that helped truly take on this coat of armor and to combat this darkness. Whether you believe in scripture or not, I really think that this could powerfully impact you. So the first one was in Matthew 5, and it's the Beatitudes with the Sermon on the Mount when Jesus approaches the crowds and his disciples came to him and he began to teach them. And he said, "Blessed are those poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek," you know, when you just like feel so meek, "for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets, they will before you." And you have to hear this part because this is where you come in and you have to be the light. You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. That hit me so much. And in my online content planner I've created, I have put those scriptures in them because we need to be reminded. It is so easy to be taken out completely by the internet, by cruel comments. And also, how annoying is it that these couple of comments have stayed in my head when thousands of incredibly supportive comments you guys have all left me. I want to give the glory to you guys and not give any attention to these cruel comments. And this leads me to a warning for all of you, and that is you have to protect your peace. And in order to protect your peace, I heard this once and I will never ever forget it. Your corner of the internet, let's just say you're a creator, you have a YouTube channel, that is your home. And when people watch your videos, you are inviting them into your home. This is my home. Oh, look, see, my couch isn't even like made. It looks all messy behind me. I didn't even clean up for you. You are a guest. I've opened my door and welcomed into my home. We are having coffee together. You are now my friend. I don't even know you. Some of you are in London. Some of you are in South Africa. Some of you are in France. Like, this is wild, the community we're creating. But this is my home. And on the internet, if you are being cruel in my home, I can eliminate you. You can hide a user from your channel. You can remove the comment. And I want to invite all of you guys who are being vulnerable, who are teaching online, who are sharing your stories, that your home is your sanctuary, and that includes your internet home. So just remember that anytime you are creating content, if people are being cruel, do not let that take you out. This is a warning, and I'm lifting you up right now. You have to rise above them. You actually have to be a light. You are called to be a light in darkness, whether that's helping people with recipes or whether that's sharing a vulnerable story. You are a light, and the internet needs you. It needs me, and it needs you. And you honestly cannot let the darkness overcome you. So a few things I do to protect my peace is I always keep that in mind. Like, this is my home. I'm inviting you in. If you are cruel, I will have you walk the other way. Another thing is I move my body. Like, if I am feeling down at all, and for the most part, I'm a very happy, positive person. I'm very thankful to have grown up in a family that's like, you can do anything. We believe in you. And I've always tried to carry that with me everywhere I go. But everyone has their down moments. For me, it's moving. It's not isolating myself. So if that's, hey, I need to go on a walk and talk to my dad, or I need to go on a walk and talk to a friend, or you need to go to therapy. Like, there's so many resources out there, and I'm going to include some below because I really want to encourage you. You cannot stay in darkness. You actually can't, because you are a light. You are a lighthouse. The world needs you. Without it, it will remain dark. And especially nowadays with so much darkness in this world, it needs you. What also really helps is acknowledging my gratitudes. So thinking about just all of the things, like I have a whole huge notebook on this of like, thank you so much, God, for my husband. I would always thank you so much. Even now, like, thank you so much for bringing Luca into our home. Like, almost 3 amazing, glorious years with him. Thank you. Thank you for that experience. Thank you for opening up my heart to one day even potentially having children. I feel like Luca and God did that. I've never wanted children in my life, and now I'm like, okay. God, I probably shouldn't have said that. And also, if you have a vision board, or if you want to make one, I did like a big vision journal that I love carrying with me, and it's amazing. And that also really helps ground you. For me, it's just going back to scripture and reading about how we are the light, like our mission and our purpose on this earth, and also understanding like the Lord is our shepherd. He will not leave us. You are never alone. So I said at the beginning of the video that your goal should not be to go viral. Your goal should be this instead, and that is community. Because community is literally everything when it comes to being on online platforms. You want a community that you genuinely have connection with, that you are helping and you are aiding and you're taking them along on your journey, but they're also invested in you, because community is truly the most powerful thing. It not only fuels your soul, but you are able to make an impact. You're able to make an impact on their lives. They're able to make an impact on your lives, and you're building this thing that is unshakable. It's this huge, strong foundation. I feel like so many times people forget the power in the foundation. The foundation is your building blocks. You don't want to build a house without a proper foundation. No one cares about your windows if the house can't even stand up. And your community is that. I'm so thankful for the community that we've already built on this channel, because whether it's, telling you about behind the headlines types of stories or sharing my own personal journey, we have built already a strong community with little under 10,000 subscribers. And it's amazing because I can tell, I can see, and I can feel my community showing up for me, and I'm also showing up for them. The power is in community, not in virality. If things go viral, great, amazing. You're reaching even more people. You're building even more community. But if you don't start and focus on community first, none of that's gonna matter. You're gonna go viral, and then what? And then what? And then what's the point? If you don't understand your why and your point for being on the internet and for coming on camera and sharing whatever you're sharing, then it's going to fade, and you're not gonna be able to create a sustainable career, a sustainable existence. But if you focus instead on building community, you're gonna achieve all those things, and it's gonna be wonderful. The power is not going viral. It's about building a community. I am so excited to continue building this channel. And for those of you who are new, probably should have said this earlier, but my name's Ashley. Welcome to the channel. I've been a journalist, a TV actress, a social producer. I've built multiple online companies successfully that are still running. And I have felt a major calling, because I built this channel to be behind the headlines, and we're gonna continue to take you behind the headlines and share my knowledge of what really goes on behind the scenes in the news world, in the entertainment world. We're gonna really continue to break down everything that's happening. But also, a huge part of me that I'm so excited to share with you is that I've always been a creator and a teacher. Like, I can't create and not teach how you do it. Like, I physically cannot do it, because I'm like, I have uncovered so much, especially with YouTube this past year. I am so excited to start sharing that knowledge. So once a week, we're gonna start unleashing a new series called Behind the Creator, where I'm gonna take you through how to build your own channel, how to really unlock and share with the world your mission, how to do it so you're not wasting years and years on the internet. And more importantly, I want you all to remember that yes, the internet can be a dark place, it can be a bright place, but no matter what, you are going to be the light. I love this community so much here on Ashley BTV. Thank you all so much for supporting me. I will see you in the next video that comes out next Monday. This will be our first Behind the Creator series, and then we'll be back to Behind the Headlines on Tuesday. Thank you all so much for your support.
Show me life, show me love.